So now you've made it to the fifth step, the penultimate step in our Giving It Up in 6 Steps program. And I've titled this Grieve. And the step before this was transformation, where you finally let go of that habit. So it may seem strange to now be looking square in the face at grief, to be looking at something that maybe you didn't expect to happen during this process. And you may already have been starting to feel this. You may already be starting to feel almost that grief tapping you on the shoulder. And grief is a very, very normal process for everything that we see come out of our lives. So we assume grief is around bereavement and things like that, but it can also be around any changes that we make. So when we choose to leave one job and start another, when we choose to move house, and often those changes are really exciting. We've got a promotion, we have got a lovely house that we dreamed of for a long time. These are things that we've actively chosen to do, but the subconscious still might give us those feelings of loss, those feelings of confusion of what happened, and we still may ache for those things that we no longer have. And it's exactly the same when it comes to a habit. Sometimes even more so, because remember, that habit has been with you a long time. It almost became, in sometimes, almost like a best friend type scenario. So of course, it's completely normal, even though you know that part of you is so excited to see the back of it, even though you know all of the damage it did and the reasons why you gave it up. It's absolutely normal to still experience grief. And that's what this step is about. It's about working through and understanding that grief. And some people experience grief for change more than others. So, for example, if I changed my bag, I might feel a real kind of longing for that old bag. And therefore, I have a habit of holding on to things like possessions maybe a bit longer than I need to. So, for some people, that grief is felt much deeper than others, and it can be felt like almost that same feeling of almost kind of homesickness. It's that longing, it's that sense of this is how things were, and this is why I'm going to miss the way that things were. So you don't need to release grief. You don't need to change it. You don't need to transform it. It is part of you, and it's part of the normal healing process. So when we try and get rid of it, when we try and fight it, when we try and repress it, we're making things worse in many ways. So everybody deals with grief differently, and grief almost has a time when it's ready to be worked with. So you may find that for a while you don't feel it, or you feel almost numbness towards giving up this habit, but eventually it will be ready to be worked with. And at this point, all we need to do is to acknowledge it, to see it, to hear it, to be with it, to hold it, to hold ourselves within this grief. That's all grief wants. Grief wants a companion. It wants compassion. It wants love. It wants soothing. So all we need to do in order to work through this stage is to see it, hear it, hold it, and to process it and to work through it, because grief will pass. It's something that if we work with it, if we hold it, if we see it and give it compassion, and those in our lives give our grief compassion, then it will pass. And some people say that grief doesn't shrink, it's always there. But what happens is that the rest of our life grows around it. So everything else continues and grows and gets bigger, but the grief stays almost in torpor. It stays and remains. And this may be experienced differently for different people. But when you're giving up a habit, you're gaining so many benefits from this. You're gaining so much extra in your life. And through the beginning steps of this program, you will have acknowledged what those benefits will be. So, the grief stage, where the grief is staying, but everything else is getting bigger, will be probably fairly fast. You'll be able to grow your life fairly quickly. But just recognizing and understanding that this is part of the process most of the time is really enough to be able to work through it. It's enough to hold on to your resolve, to hold on to these changes, to keep that beautiful transformation you achieved last step. Just knowing, just recognizing that this is possible and that this is a step that's really normal for somebody to go through means that you're ready for it. And that really is most of the battle. And the guided meditation for today really recognizes that feeling of needing to be held. And that's exactly what it gives you. It gives you all of the symbolism of being held, of compassion, of love. It doesn't look to change anything, to make any hard work. It's simply that feeling of being held. And this is what we're looking to achieve today. So you're looking now to have that feeling of comfort. So other things you could do are weighted blankets, massages, scented candles, all of those things that can help you to feel better. They can't take the grief away, but they can help you to feel held. And that's exactly what this guided meditation is going to do. And just like before, this next part of this video is designed to relax you. So do not listen to it whilst driving or operating machinery. So we're going to start by just doing some actions to help soothe the nervous system. And the nervous system basically is the part of your body that reacts to danger. So when you are in a stressful time of your life, or you're experiencing grief or other high emotions, also interestingly enough, when you're experiencing love or a crush, your nervous system may be more reactive, and it might be reacting to things that it wouldn't normally, or it might be scanning for problems and scanning for difficulties. So these exercises, or these actions, should I say, are just based on polyvagal theory. And what they're going to do really is just help to soothe that response. So to help your nervous system be calm. So we're going to start by just tipping your head to one side. So you've got a nice straight head along your shoulders, and you should feel a stretch within this V here. So you're just going to put your head to that side, and then you're going to look with your eyes away from where your head is tipping. So just your eyes. So you'll feel a stretch within your eyes as well. And then you're going to take some deep breaths, making sure that the in breaths are shorter than the out breaths. So you're just going to take those breaths now, and you'll find that your body will react. So you might just suddenly be, oh, I feel a lot calmer. Or your body might kind of give you a yawn or a sigh. There may be something that it does. But you'll know when it's setting in. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So if you just take your head to one side like this, remembering to bring it to the point where you can feel the stretch down this V, and then eyes in that direction, sort of away from your head, and just deep breaths, but shorter in breaths than out breaths. And again, just let your body really react to this. Let your body feel calm. Let that sense sort of come into play. And then you'll feel, you might find a yawn or a sigh or just a really lovely sense of well-being. Now, come back to center and just recognize that feeling of breathing. So you may want to kind of follow that breathing sensation, follow that deep breath in and then slowly letting it out. And recognize if, as you started this breathing, your eyes just automatically closed without me having to say, close your eyes, because your body already knows how to react. And again, your eyes may have closed when I said that they might have closed, again, without me having to say, close your eyes, because your body knows what's best for it and it knows how to relax. All we need to do is to really just let it do what it wants to do. So just let that wonderful bliss just work across you, just come over you. And in these beautiful beginnings of relaxation, you can hear my voice, but you may also be able to hear some of the sounds in the room around you. But from now on, every sound you hear will take you further and further into relaxation. And every word I say takes you deeper into trance. And you realize as you listen, you don't have to concentrate so hard on my words because your subconscious is listening, and you will continue to follow my instructions as you let your conscious mind just follow its thoughts. And I'm wondering what these conscious thoughts are for you today, as my words bring you deeper and deeper into trance. And today you may see these thoughts not as distractions, but as beautiful reminders of the things your mind wants you to hold on to. And maybe today you'll see these as drops of water falling from the sky, individual droplets falling onto you or around you, falling and becoming one with the floor, with your skin, with each other, simply being singled out as a droplet and then being reabsorbed into the energy of your mind. And let these droplets fall. Feel them as they drip onto you. Recognize what temperature they are and how quickly your skin and your surroundings absorbs them. As you watch them fall, watch the way they puddle, watch the way they soak. Maybe some of them are splashing. But with every drop, however it falls, feel yourself becoming more and more relaxed. And imagine these beautiful droplets of water now collecting together to become a sea around your feet. That sea you recognize in the deepest part of your mind. And as the water puddles around your feet, gently allow those muscles in your feet to relax. And as that water level rises, push the relaxation up along with it to your ankles, to your lower legs, your knees, your thighs, and up to your hips. And as the water level rises to your hips, feel the base of your spine and the bottom of your nervous system begin to relax. Put your awareness onto your hips and release any tension you feel within them. See it rise up with every out-breath, like a halo of golden light rising up from your hips. And you know this water is a motion sea, that special sea that surrounds you and neutralizes any emotions you wish to place into it. So that whenever you need to, you can place an emotion into the sea and turn the intensity down. So let that emotion sea rise up now, up to your stomach, and focus your breathing on your stomach. Sense it rising and falling with every breath. As you put your awareness onto your stomach and feel the tension within it release, floating out into the water like a halo of golden energy, taking that tension from you and bringing you a sense of calm. And let that sea rise now up to your shoulders, your neck, your throat, and feel it neutralizing any tension from your throat. Let it be taken by the sea as a halo of golden light spreading out into the sea. And let that sea rise, taking the relaxation up through your face now, knowing that you'll be able to breathe and see perfectly within this emotion sea. So let that relaxation rise up now through your jaw, through the muscles around your eyes, relaxing any tension from your forehead into the sea. So it swirls out like a golden halo, neutralized and safe. And feel that sea rise above your head now, and just push any feelings of tension, of discomfort, or any emotions you wish to not experience right now out into the sea. You feel wonderful. You feel completely safe and relaxed and calm. What an amazing feeling this is now, to be sitting in this beautiful sense of calmness and safety, this love and contentedness that you've brought as a gift to yourself. Water, as it collects together, becomes puddles, and then ponds and rivers, lakes and seas. And water, as it travels, takes the path of least resistance to gather together, to connect, and to flow. And your mind may be following my words now, creating rivers and lakes, swirling water, connecting water to water. And just allow it to follow the imagery it needs to, as you continue to follow my instructions. And watch that water swirl now into a sea of water, a vortex swirling with you at the center. And feel its coolness against your skin, and breathe in the saltiness rising up from it. And I'm going to count down now from 10 to 1. And as I count, you will feel more and more relaxed with every number, until you feel 10 times deeper relaxed than you currently feel. Are you ready? Let's begin. 10. The swirling sea is now calming. 9. And you find you feel safe to lay back within it. 8. The laps around you as you float. 7. And you can see the moon now above you. 6. As the water supports you. 5. And it feels so relaxing to be floating with the water lapping around you. 4. It's so calming. 3. And neutralizing. 2. Keeping you safe as you gaze up at that big bright moon. And 1. Feeling safe and calm and 10 times deeper relaxed. And look up now at that moon. And as you look at that moon, be aware of how it looks in the sky, how it's appearing for you today, whether it's but a slither in that dark, dark sky, or if it's a slither with the shadow of the moon behind it, so you can see where the moon is behind that slither. Or maybe it's a crescent, or nearly full, or maybe it's a big, bright, full moon in the sky. But recognize how that moon looks and see the halo of light around it, where it's unclear where the moon ends and the sky begins. Is that halo part of the moon, or is it part of the sky? And does it matter? The moon, although it shows a different shape, a different face every time we look, every day, we know it's exactly as it's meant to be. And those days when we can't see the whole moon, we still know that the moon is there in the sky. With every in-breath, feel the moon's rays shining on you. Feel them against your skin, and feel your skin absorbing them. And as you breathe that moon energy deep into your lungs, see the oxygen around your body infused with moonlight. And this moon energy is so very healing. You feel everywhere that moon energy reaches, your cells regenerating and strengthening, and you feel your body purified and calmed by that beautiful healing silver moon energy. But the moon can hold you more. And now those silver strands, those silver rays are becoming feathers. As big wings reach down to you, strong wings. And those wings reach towards you and they envelop you, they wrap around you, holding you firmly and lovingly. And those wings seem to breathe and move with you. So as your breath moves, the wings seem to breathe with you. And you can feel that gentle, firm pressure across your chest and your shoulders, through your body, the gentle hug of the moon's wings. You feel held. And that connection you're feeling with the moon now, soothing and calming. And as you feel the love, know that the moon holds you. And now you may wish, as you experience this beautiful, beautiful feeling of being held in your deep connection with the moon, you may wish now to find a way to hold on to this feeling so you can bring it back whenever you need to. And you can choose to do this by ascribing a word or a sound or a colour or maybe a crystal to this feeling. Decide on something now that you will use as a trigger to remember this wonderful, connected and held sensation. Now gently pass this trigger to your conscious mind so that you'll remember it. And as you breathe in and out, you choose now to allow the wings of the moon to come back up, turning to silvery rays, and then to the moon in the sky. You're aware of your body and just feel and hold on to that sense of love and connection. And holding on to that sensation of being held. I'm now going to bring you back to your everyday consciousness. And I will do this by counting from 1 up to 5. Are you ready? You will use these numbers to reorientate yourself so that on the count of 5, your eyes will be fully open and you will feel fully alert and fully awake and ready to continue your day. You will feel completely rested and rejuvenated and be feeling wonderful about yourself inside and out. Let's begin. 1. Slowly, calmly, easily and gently returning to your full awareness once again. 2. Feeling completely rested and refreshed and ready to continue your day. 3. From head to toe, feeling wonderful inside and out. Physically fresh, mentally balanced, and emotionally calm. 4. Your eyes begin to feel sparkling clear and fresh. And 5. Eyes wide open, fully aware, and feeling wonderful. And you can do this meditation where you feel held whenever you need to. So you can simply just sort of pick it up at this point of the video and just gently work through it. So this is just really that gentle feeling of compassion and love and connection, really. So it can be done at any time. So now we're just 1 step away from this program being complete. And this last step really is to acknowledge all of the work that you've done to get this far and to really relish and embrace and enjoy the change that you've made. So that last step is just really acknowledging that feeling of enjoyment and getting the very best out of the change that you've made. So now the grief has been worked through. Now we've worked through that process. We're ready to, arms open, really relish and live all those wonderful changes that you've made. So I'll see you next time.